Hello friends, welcome to new video. On June 25, 2023, the NASA ESA/CSA James Webb Space Telescope turned to the famed ringed world Saturn for its first near-infrared observations of the planet. The initial imagery from Webb's NIRCam, near-infrared camera, is already fascinating researchers. Saturn itself appears extremely dark at this infrared wavelength observed by the telescope, as methane gas absorbs almost all of the sunlight falling on the atmosphere. However, the icy rings stay relatively bright, leading to the unusual appearance of Saturn in the Webb image. This image was taken as part of Webb Guaranteed Time Observation Program. The program included several very deep exposures of Saturn, which were designed to test the telescope's capacity to detect faint moons around the planet and its bright rings. Any newly discovered moons could help scientists put together a more complete picture of the current system of Saturn, as well as its past. This new image of Saturn clearly shows details within the planet's ring system, along with several of the planet's moons, Dione, Enceladus, and Tethys. Additional deeper exposures, not shown here, will allow the team to probe some of the planet's fainter rings, not visible in this image, including the thin G ring and the diffuse E ring. Saturn's rings are made up of an array of rocky and icy fragments. The particles range in size from smaller than a grain of sand to a few as large as mountains on Earth. Researchers recently used Webb to explore Enceladus, and found a large plume jetting from the southern pole of the Moon that contains both particles and plentiful amounts of water vapor. This plume feeds Saturn's E-ring. Saturn's atmosphere also shows surprising and unexpected detail. Although the Cassini spacecraft observed the atmosphere at greater clarity, this is the first time that the planet's atmosphere has been seen with this clarity at this particular wavelength, 3.23 microns, which is unique to Webb. The James Webb Space Telescope has made many observations since its launch. Some of its first full-color images and spectroscopic data were released on July 12, 2022, during a televised broadcast from NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland. These targets represented the first wave of full-color scientific images and spectra the observatory had gathered, and the official beginning of Webb's general science operations. One of the first images captured by the telescope was of a nearby, young, star-forming region called NGC 3324 in the Carina Nebula. This image revealed for the first time previously invisible areas of starbirth. The James Webb Space Telescope has targeted many cosmic objects for observation. Some of its first targets included the Carina Nebula, the Southern Ring Nebula Stephan's Quintet. These targets were selected by an international committee of representatives from NASA, ESA, CSA, and the Space Telescope Science Institute. The Carina Nebula is one of the largest and brightest nebulae in the sky, located approximately 7,600 light-years away in the southern constellation Carina. The Southern Ring, or 8-burst, nebula, is a planetary nebula, an expanding cloud of gas, surrounding a dying star. Stephan's Quintet is located in the constellation Pegasus and is notable for being the first compact galaxy group ever discovered in 1877. These are just a few examples of the many targets that have been observed by the James Webb Space Telescope. Is there anything specific you would like to know more about? Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe the channel.